Yeah, it's working. Is it like jumpy? Is it? Buzzing sound. Yeah, so I'm following Yaz good stuff on there now. So yeah, what? There's no sound. Okay. That's fine. That's a good thing. Hello everyone and welcome to the Twitter Swiss fan race. We're on race number 1, 26 kilometers on the course today, 1,475 meters of climbing. Now if you're no stranger to cycling, you'll know that is a lot of climbing for the distance. We can see that James Ferree packing out 4.7 watts per kilo at the moment. Let's put on a camera here so you can just find, there we go. We are in the house, we are here. We are watching the Team Pro Touch riders take part in the fan race today. The pros just finished racing. Their race was same distance, same course. And yeah, we saw Rowan Dennis win that race. But yeah, we are in the fan race. We're watching a couple of the wannabe pros go up this massive climb. James Ferree in 15th position, 60 meters behind the guys up front. He's packing out, lost a bit of signal there, James. He stood on the sideline for a bit there, but whacking out a solid 5 watts per kilo there. His teammate, Gustav Besson, must be somewhere around as well. He was not too far behind him, but let's go see if we can find old Gustav. Change the view here. 350 riders taking part in today's race. Have a look here. As you can see, going up the climb very slow and steady. Some good riders on the course today. Let's see what's happening up here. They're going up a 15% gradient at the moment, so that's looking pretty steep. Current watts that James is pushing 290 watts there, 4.9 watts per kilo. Cadence sitting at a 78 cadence there, 10 kilometers per hour. So not looking too bad at the moment. Just being nice and consistent there in his effort. But I think it's going to be about an hour and a half, 2-hour race today. Definitely something that's going to put some sting in the legs. Let us know of your thoughts and your comments. Put your thoughts and comments down below the video so we can improve what we're trying to do here. So looking really good there. Old James putting out a nice consistent effort, I must say. But I think he's settling into a nice group here. Looks like a front group has gone off the front. Look at that climb. Massive. A lot of switchbacks. Let's see this guy here in front. Let's check him out. The Swiss rider currently leading is this guy, Ian Hug. Let's go check him out. Packing out a solid 6.4 watts per kilo. That is unbelievable. Whacking out a 360 watt effort there. This guy's going way off the front. I mean, he's climbing like there's no tomorrow. Look at this guy. In hug from Switzerland, packing out the watts. Beautiful effort. Look at that. Look at that avatar, just going up the climb like there's nothing in it. Let's go back. So he's way ahead, settling into another group. Who's coming second? Jan, just this guy. Oh, he's on his wheel. The two of them probably going to work together now to go up the climb and smash some time into their competition. But you can see you're sitting at 6 watts per kilo. The question is, can they hold this effort all the way to the finish? I don't think so. Definitely don't think so. Oh, Gustav Besson, he's on the cards here. Let's go check him out. Oh, there goes Gustav going up the climb. He's in 7th position at the moment. Go Gustav, whacking out the watts here. He's catching the guys up in front. 5.2 watts per kilo. Let's check him here on the map. Yeah, Gustav's right up there, almost at that switchback there. He just needs to bridge that gap now. I think if he can bridge that gap, he's definitely in for a good climb. Yeah, he's ahead of this massive group that are chasing him. Go Gustav, whack out those watts. You can catch the guys in front. Go boy. The bit of distance between him and the group in front, he's going to have to put in a big effort now to try and bridge that gap. There's 132 meters he needs to catch up. Oh, there he's going. He's putting in the effort. The gap's coming down. He's coming down there. Under 100 meters until he reaches that group in front. And I think he's in for a good shot, yeah. Still a long way to go, though. As you can see, that little down at the bottom here, on the bottom of the screen there, that's kind of the gradient of the race today. You can see if you're looking at the total climb on where they are today, they're still on the lowest slopes of the climb. Still a long way to go. Let's hope Gustav doesn't blow. Packing out 5 watts per kilo there. Let's go find James. Let's see if we can find James Ferree somewhere. Oh, there he is. James. Oh, James got himself into a good solid group here. I think he's being a bit conservative. He's saving a bit of energy. He knows what's coming. He knows how big this climb actually is. I think he's saving some energy, and I'm sure James will put in a big effort later on in the stage. But let's see what's happening up front. Gustav still in 7th position, trying to bridge the gap, trying to bridge the gap to the front guys. Oh, watch out for the car there, bud. Missed the car. That's a good thing. Gustav only 71 meters behind M. Smith. I think if he can get onto Mr. Smith's wheel there, he's definitely in to be able to bridge the gap to the front group. But if we go to the front guy, oh, he's sitting solid. He's sitting at a solid 6 watts per kilo. I think this guy is looking pretty strong. Boy, this guy actually attacked him. No country flag. We can't really see where this guy's from. There's no country flag he's showing there. M. Weiss. Oh, another Swiss guy. First, second, and third, both Swiss guys. Third, fourth. This guy's from the UK. Hey, also packing in some watts. Nice, Gustav. Go boy. Catch up to Mr. Smith there. Mercado. He must be from Spain. Yeah, it's from Spain. Portugal, one of those two places. So what do you guys think of Gustav riding here? I think he's putting in a good effort, but how long can it last? Whacking out almost a 400 watt effort there. Jeez. I think he's sitting on his threshold. He can see the guy up ahead. I think he's quite motivated to get onto Mr. Smith's wheel there. Once them two get together, I think they can put in a good effort to try and catch the front guys. Oh, James Ferree working his way up the ladder here. Once you're on the climb, every man for himself. There's not much slip happening right now. So these results will get compared to the pros results that just happened, the race before this, and they'll get put into a leaderboard. So they can kind of compare themselves to the real pros that raced early on today. Quite a lot of Swiss guys here, I must say. Another Swiss guy. This guy from Germany. So who's your money on here? Who's your money on here today, guys? Let me know, let me know. Put it down in the comments below. We'll be back on Gustav's wheel. It's almost like you're a follow car behind these guys. You know, you just want to hand him a water bottle, but you can't really because you can't punch a hole through the screen. But yeah, I'm sure he's got a little water boy there somewhere wherever he's riding. All the way from Middelburg, Gustav. Whacking out a constant 5 watts per kilo effort, looking strong. Almost got onto that wheel there of M. Smith. Oh, he doesn't show us his watts per kilo. No, it does there, top left, 4.5. Come, Gustav, just go get onto the wheel there. Swiss guy. What's that flag there? That's Poland or... No, don't think it's Poland. I don't know. Should brush up on my flags here. James Ferree working his way up the ladder. James Ferree, go boy. He's now in 11th position. Catching up to his teammate Gustav. 200 meters to catch up to Gustav. I think the field is thinning out here. If we go back into the overhead view, you can see how just from that picture there, you can see how the group is breaking up. The cream is rising to the top, and you can see all the stronger riders now putting down the hammer. And like I said, there's no slipstreaming happening up the climb. So as you can see, these riders now splitting up quite nicely. The groups are starting to form. But yeah, if you look at the first 10 riders or so, you can definitely see it's every man for himself. Look at Gustav. He's caught up to Mr. Smith's wheel here. You can see his watts per kilo is a little bit higher than the guy in front of him, which means he is probably going to overtake him. You can see that watts is dropping slightly there. He was pushing out a solid 6 watts per kilo earlier. It's coming down to 5.5. Not as high as the 6 watts per kilo he was pushing just now. So does that mean he went out too hard? We'll see just now. Gustav working his way up the ladder. He knows how to push a good solid effort. So Gustav is judging his effort well. He's keeping it there solid, 5 watts per kilo. Every now and then it drops under, but I think that's just him trying to just conserve his effort. But he knows how to push. He knows how to time trial. Gustav Passon putting in a good effort there. So the watts per kilo that the riders are pushing, that's kind of judges how fast they're going. That's how many watts they're pushing per kg of body weight. So for example, if we look at James pushing, let's say for example 5 watts per kilo, for every 1 kilogram, he's pushing 5 watts. So if you take that and you times it by his weight, it'll give you his kind of the watts that he's currently pushing. So James putting in a good solid effort there. I'm guessing his FTP, which is his functional threshold power. That's the amount of power he can push for 1 hour. I'm guessing it's probably around 300 watts. So if you compare that to what he's pushing now, 270, he's under his threshold, which means he's probably judging his effort very well at the moment. Oh, James dropping down the ladder here. Gone back down to 17th place. Good stuff. Still working his way up the ladder. Now he's putting in a good effort. Over 5 watts per kilo. When you start hitting the 6 watts per kilo mark, that's when you know you got to conserve your effort, because 6 watts per kilo, I'm afraid you're not going to hold that for very long. But he's looking good. He's looking good. working his way up slowly. He's in 6th position overall, 400 meters behind the leader. These guys just probably want this to be over now. But they're 8 kilometers in out of the total 26-kilometer race. It's going to be interesting how these times compare to the real pros who have just raced. The pro race won by Rowan Dennis, so it's going to be interesting to see exactly the time difference. You can kind of compare the real pros versus these up-and-coming amateur riders. Gustav Hassan rides for the Continental team, Team Pro Touch. Continental, very competitive on the Africa-Asia circuit. It's going to be good to see how they compare to the World Tour professionals. Let us know. Put your comments down below and let us know how we can improve and make this better. I think we need to challenge more South African guys to get involved, eh? What happened to Office Guru? Office Guru, come race. Come race the Pro Touch boys here. ACDC Luso, come race these guys. Who's also out? Psycho Power. Where's Psycho Power? Come boys, let's give these Pro Touch riders a good go for their money here. Any other team, Continental team out there? Come challenge the world here. Look, you're racing against the world. The Swiss guys. They are smashing it here at the moment. This guy must be from Switzerland as well. Bearing, because he is up here with N Hug from Switzerland. 2nd and 3rd place, both from Switzerland here. These two guys now working together. I wonder if they're on like a WhatsApp call when they're chatting to each other right now in their home language. These guys now are working quite nicely together. Will they catch the front guy? Let's see what it looks like from the aerial view. Oh, you can see there, every man for himself. Every man for himself. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The top 6 guys, you can see they're all riding on their own. There's kind of this biggish group here behind, which might be at an advantage when they get to the top of this climb. You can see down on the profile below, at the top of the climb, there's a slight drag downhill, and that's probably where that big group there might end up coming together. And if they work well together, if they start working well together on the downhill, they might actually look at catching these front guys. But we'll see. It's all speculation at the moment. Gustav Hassan coming to that hairpin bend there. Let's take a look down at his avatar here. It's coming to the hairpin. 6th place. Not bad. Where's old Jamesy? Pops. James Pops Faree. There he is. He's climbing his way up the climb. Pushing out a solid. Still in that 4.8 to 5 watts per kilo mark. He's judging his effort well. So this is day 1 out of the 5-stage tour that is going to be happening. Any other South African riders out there that want to get involved, join Ruvi. We are on the Ruvi platform at the moment. Live streaming the Tour de Suisse. It's race number 1, 26Ks. Tomorrow is a little bit easier. Tomorrow is a flatter stage. Today was quite brutal, throwing these guys in the deep end. Going up 2 massive climbs today. 1,475 meters of climbing in 26Ks. That's no joke. That is a lot of climbing. Yeah, we're following Jamesy. Come Pops, come Pops. Put in the effort there. There's no team car here. There's no water bottles, bro. Come on. Put in that effort. Get on that wheel. Good effort, China. Good effort. Let's go up here. See where he is. You can see those switchbacks. That's no joke, yeah. Working their way up the staircase there. Gustav Hassan catching up to a guy in front of him. Let's go check him out. Oh yeah, Gustav, nice boy, catching up with, catching the 5th position there. So I think your 1st and 2nd and 3rd, they're way up the road. They're 400 meters ahead of Gustav at the moment. But 5th and 4th place, still quite close. 5 watts per kilo. That's pushing out a solid 400 watts. Jeepers, good stuff. So obviously been training, eh? Obviously been training in the lockdown. So definitely this virtual racing, something of the future. Not anymore in the future. It's happening right now. Virtual racing. Happening right now due to the lockdown. Fifth and sixth position. Gustav going straight past this guy. Still pushing out a consistent high 380, 400 watts, staying within that zone. Oof. It's on a little bit of a plateau now. They're only at 4.3%. They were going up some steep sections earlier. Let's go to the front guy. So this guy's winning at the moment on his own, pushing out almost 6 watts per kilo on 11% gradient. That's solid. That's solid. But can it last? Can it last? What do you guys think? Two Swiss riders, second and third place. Gustav in fifth. Oh, he's catching the guy in fourth. Gustav. Hey, he's been on the training program, this guy. 5.6 watts per kilo. But can it last? That is the question. Not even halfway yet into this race. Let's take an aerial view. Look how many riders are on the route. 350 riders starting today's race. You can see the first guy there all the way. Sure, putting in some time, putting in a big effort, he's got quite a big gap. Almost 400 meters ahead of Gustav. So that's quite a long way. Second and third place. 100 meters behind the first guy. In hug. This guy was smashing it on the lowest slope of this climb, but it seems that the sting is definitely in the legs, and he was going over 6 watts per kilo, but it looks like he's taking some strain at the moment. Let's go find Pops. Pops lower down here. Pops was making his way up the list there, but then seems to have, he's 16th position. James Pops Ferree in 16th position, pushing a solid 4 watts per kilo. This is a big effort. These guys up the climb, this climb's no joke. This is a massive climb. Keeping it steady. See how his watts are dropping slightly. Does that mean that he's gone out too hard? Hope not. Hope not. Come, James. Team car right behind you. Put your hand up and get a bottle. Gustav Besson, almost on the wheel of the fourth rider en route from the UK, T. Hanlon. Don't know that guy. Let's go have a look at him. Versing, absolutely amazing. Just when you thought all the races were cancelled and you weren't able to watch any races, it's happening in a virtual world. People are on their trainers right now, busy packing out some watts. Gustav is riding nice and consistent here. He's staying between 350 and 400 watts, judging his effort quite well. But has he gone out too hard? Let's see. Only time will tell. Only 10.66 kilometers into the race out of a total 26.62 kilometers. Tenth place, sure. This guy was doing quite well earlier, wasn't he? I'm sure he was ahead up front. Top 3. There goes Gustav getting onto the wheel. onto the wheel of T. Hanlon from the UK. We lost him. He disappeared. Oh, no, there he is. Gustav going straight past him. Hanlon trying to get onto the wheel of Gustav here, but he just can't. Gustav straight past him and drops him. Already puts in 14 meters into Hanlon. And now Gustav's on a mission. He's going for the podium. 300 meters until he gets to the two guys up front. But can he do it? Can he do it? Do you think he can? The leader, you're 500 meters ahead of Gustav at the moment. Sure. Packing out. If you look at his watts per kilo, though, it's very, very similar to Gustav at the moment. If we go back to Gustav, pushing out 5.3. Yeah, he's pushing out a little bit more there if you look there on the left. 5.1, 5.3. The watts per kilo number is essentially how fast these guys are riding against each other. So the more watts per kilo the rider pushes out, the faster he's going to go on the platform. Today we're on Ruvi. This is the Ruvi platform. Zwift, another popular online riding platform, but this virtual racing platform for Ruvi is turning out to be a very good platform for riders who are wanting to race against the World Tour, because this race is linked up with the World Tour race that happened just before this one. So when this race is done, the times are going to be put together, and these amateurs, continental level type of riders can compare themselves to the World Tour riders like Rowan Dennis, who won the race today. Rowan Dennis, absolutely insane amount of power. World Time Trial champion, shows that he can pack it out on an indoor trainer as well. Probably does a lot of his training on the indoor trainer because that's where you're putting in some good time trial efforts. The indoor trainer is a good way to train for time trials. Gustav Besson went straight past Hanlon, already put in 150 meters into him. 125, sorry. Actually, no, he's only got 44 meters. Sure. Wow, has Gustav gone out too hard? Watts are dropping slightly. Oof. Hitting below 5 watts per kilo. If you look at his cadence then in the top left-hand corner, 84 RPM at the moment. That's a nice cadence for this type of climb, going up at 9.1%. Gustav keeping a good cadence there. Speed's looking good. Between 17 and 20k an hour. Jeez, almost got smacked by a car there. Where's old Popsy? Come, he must be somewhere. Working his way up the ladder here. Let's go find James. John Ferree, sitting consistent there on between 4 and 4.5 watts per kilo. Let's check him out. Oh, the group is splitting up. This climb absolutely smashed the group to pieces. What's happening? No, I want to watch James. Going around the corner. Oh, there we go. This is actually quite a brutal course, I'm not going to lie. They've been climbing for the last, I would say, about 8Ks. A nice consistent gradient, 7.4% at the moment. But I think James knows how to judge his efforts. Good time trial rider, very light rider. I think he's in his 50s actually, in his high 50s, low 60s. So in terms of a climbing body physique, James, this is his type of riding. So one, he knows how to judge his efforts, and two, he's a climber. So I think when he catches his breath on the downhill, he'll definitely be on the attack up the next climb. Let's look at the aerial view. The guy in the lead is absolutely smashing today's field. Ooh, but he's only on 3.6 watts per kilo. Has he gone out too hard too soon? He's on the flatter slopes now. He's actually on the descent at the moment. He's on the descent off the climb, so he's already gone over the KOM. He's way ahead. If you compare him to Gustav, he's 1.2 Ks ahead. Gustav putting in a big effort there. 6 watts per kilo. He wants to catch the guys up front, for sure. He's going for a podium. Come guys, get involved. South African pro teams. This is the next generation of racing, eh? Who we got there? We got ACDC Luso, Office Guru, Psycho Power. Come race. It's a challenge. Tomorrow, same time, 7 p.m. Download Ruby. Get involved. Make it happen. Yo. As you can see from that aerial shot, it's every man for himself. First, second, third, fourth, and fifth. They are in time trial mode, riding on their own. Time trial mode going down. That climb was brutal. I think everyone's on the same page here. Everyone wants to kind of catch their breath on the downhill. 14.6 kilometers into the race at the moment. But up front, we have a chase going down. This is the guy who's winning at the moment. And he's getting chased down by M. Weiss from Switzerland. That gap coming down very fast, very quickly. I think those two might actually group up together and then start helping each other up at the climb. Oh, you can see they're starting to climb again. And this, another big climb on the course. So you can see at the bottom there on the actual profile, the green is the down and the reds are kind of where it gets really steep. So you can see they're going to hit another big climb right now. Another kind of, I'd call that about a 6 or 7K climb. And then they're going to hit another downhill and then uphill to the finish. But it looks like the two up front, they are coming together and they will be together quite soon. They're only 28 meters together. It looks like even third place might actually catch up to them on this climb. Oh, did this guy is winning at the moment. I think he went out way too hard in the beginning. He went out over threshold on the first climb, and now he's feeling it. He is going backwards at the moment. Let's see how close they are. Let's change the view. Oh, there you go. The two riders are together now. Is Weiss going to put in an attack? Definitely looking strong. Bridged a massive gap there on the downhill. Yo, Gustav Besson putting in a massive effort. Looks like he might actually catch the front three as well. That's good. That's surprising. Just when you think the sting is in the legs and someone is not putting in a good effort, they prove you wrong. Go, Gustav. He's going. He's only 225 meters behind the guy in third place, but early on he was almost a kilometer behind. So definitely showing that he's going a little bit faster than the front three guys. Do you think he's going to catch up? There's a big climb coming. He's going to have to manage his efforts quite well at this next climb. He mustn't go too hard because there is another downhill which he can kind of catch up again if he wants to kind of conserve effort now and push hard on the downhill. That might be a good tactic. But he is crawling his way back. You can see he was almost a kilometer behind just now. He's only 352 meters now behind first place. If we go a little bit down the list here to James. James is still in 18th place. Still in 18th place. Still on the downhill. Let's go see what he's doing here. You're hitting almost 60 kilometers an hour there, or 72. Jeez, he's flying down this descent. Needs to improve his. Hey, he disappeared. Come on, James, where are you? There you are. Pops the pacer. Pops knows how to time trial. He knows how to judge his efforts. Also knows how to descend. Pops, if you want to learn how to descend, go ride with Pops in Mpumalanga at Crystal Springs. He'll show you how to descend those climbs. He knows how to go downhill, this guy. But his downhill skills are not really going to help him today because he's sitting at home on his trainer. $14K in. Out of a total 26, there's change of view. I think if he manages to catch that guy in front of him, maybe them two can kind of work together and kind of catch some time back. But let's look here. Let's move our guess, go up the list here. Oh, Gustav Besson, slowly but surely reeling in Hug, the guy from Switzerland. He was ahead in the beginning. But he's packing out a decent amount of power at the moment. 6 watts per kilo. Jeez. No, he's going to be riding away. He's going to be catching the 2 front guys really soon if he carries on at this pace. It's all about judging your efforts. All about judging your efforts. How long have they been riding? They've been going for 41 minutes now. Getting close to 1 hour. Getting close to that 1 hour threshold effort. If they've been over pushing, oh, what's happened here? Oh no. The race winner has unclipped. Or he just probably lost signal to the actual platform. You never know. You never know. Has he stopped because he can't ride anymore? Because he's overkilled himself in the beginning? Or has he just lost connection? Who knows? We'll find out later. M. Weiss now in the lead. Gustav Besson catching up to the guy who was the leader. So Gustav will go now into 3rd place when he passes him. Oh wait, he's back up. He started again. Oh, he might have actually just turned on the extra fan in the room. Maybe getting a bit hot. Stop for a second there, turn on an extra fan and go. You've got an extra gel or water bottle. Never know. Maybe just lost a bit of connection. Wi-Fi. Wi-Fi is very important in races like this. The Wi-Fi drops, game over. Game over. So what do you guys think of this virtual reality type of racing? I think it's incredible. This is like the next best thing. Until we're allowed to ride outside again. Nothing beats a good ride outside. Nothing beats a good ride outside. Oof. He's back on it. He's pushing over 7 watts per kilo. He picked up a gel. I think he stopped. I think this guy stopped, got a gel, and now the caffeine is kicking in. Caffeine is kicking in. Because he was going at 7 watts per kilo there for a few moments. Back up to 6 watts. The race leader from Switzerland, sure, packing out a decent amount of power there. How far behind? This is 2nd place. We're in 2nd place now. Also judging his effort very well. Also from Switzerland. The guys from Switzerland really know how to ride the climbs. I mean, all they do is ride climbs. We're getting quite close to the finish. 18Ks into the total 26.62 kilometers. So we're almost getting there, almost getting to the finish. But this climb is really long. This is going to put the sting in the legs before the downhill. And then this little drag towards the finish. Still in 4th place, Gustav Besson from Team ProTouch. Team ProTouch, Gustav Besson. Aerial view. Yeah, still got some catching up to do if he wants to finish on the podium. Still got some catching to see there. It's getting really steep there. He's on a 10% gradient at the moment. Information on the route is in the top left-hand corner. 9.9%. Weiss from Switzerland. Split. What does that mean? Let's go look now. Split. I don't know what that was, but he just went under a barricade. Could have won the sprint or the KM or something. If you know what that is, what he just went through, let me know. Let's get one of these guys. They're about to go through it now. In Hug. Yo, this guy. He stopped on the side of the road. He was like, I thought he was done. He was in the lead. Stopped on the side of the road. Don't know why. Either lost connection due to Wi-Fi issues or had to get another jar or water bottle or something. But what is this barrier they're going through? Do you guys know? No, don't know. Sprint cream, KM, something like that. Prize money. Aerial view. Can Gustav Besson catch up to these two guys in front of him and get a podium? Do you think so? Let me know. Let me know. Whew. Packing out the watts. He's going on the attack, this guy. Got a lot of this guy, if he wants to. How do you pronounce that? Verenalfen. Verenalfen? Is that right? Help me out, guys. Help me out. But if he wants to win this race, he stopped. He literally stopped just now, unclipped on the side of the road, and now he's pushing 6 to 7 watts per kilo to try and gain his #1 position back. But can he do it? He's got to catch up 500 meters. 500 meters. That's quite far on a big climb. Oh, but as you can see, I'm actually going downhill at the moment. Top left indicates the gradient. So, he's putting in a big effort on this downhill. He is putting in a massive effort. But yeah, kicks back up. Oh, how's that? Back up to a 10%er from 11%. Oh, these guys. Oh, 8%. Yeah, but this guy is showing no prisoners. 9 watts per kilo. He's putting in a sprint. He definitely wants to win the race today. Only 200 meters behind the leader at the moment, so he's putting a big effort. I think he's going to catch him for sure. Third place from Switzerland. Yes, putting in some massive watts there. Gustav Besson still in 4th place. Still in 4th place. He stayed on that between 4.5 and 5 watts per kilo mark most of the ride. So he's definitely thought this one through. And he knows how to judge his efforts. He knew it was going to be between an hour and an hour and a half efforts. He knows how many watts he can push. He's very calculated. So, where's he gone? Where's he gone? Oh, there he is. We're getting to the closing stages now, guys. 20.31. 20.31 Ks in. Out of a total 26.62. Good stuff now on the steep part. Looking lower down the list here, let's find James John Ferree. James Pops Ferree. Climbing on the steep parts. He's going up 11% at the moment. Also judging his effort very well. He's also stayed quite consistent throughout today's race. He was in 18th place, slowly crawling his way up the ladder. He's now in 16th. Couple of Ks behind Gustav. He's at 18.14 now. So Jamesy doing well. Go Pops, go Pops. Gustav Besson. Can he catch in Hug from Switzerland before the finish? 6 Ks to go. But more importantly, this is a race up front. Weiss from Switzerland, trying to stay away from the guy who was in the lead before he unclipped. This guy. Verenalfen. Verenalfen, is that right? Verenalfen? Verenalfen. Yo, check at that. 7 watts per kilo. 7 watts per kilo. Guys, if you even try to push 7 watts per kilo for 3 or 4 minutes, good luck. This guy has been putting in between 6 and 7 watts per kilo for the last 10 minutes. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. You go, boy. I think he's definitely going to catch the guy up front. And Vice, race leader at the moment. The race leader at the moment. Let's look at the aerial view. This gives us a good sense of how far ahead he is. Yeah, it's quite far. I think the guy in second, Elavation. It sounds so weird when I say that. But it must be right. Elavation, is that right? Anyway, this guy, unbelievable. In Hug, third place. I think we're in the closing stages. We're in the closing stages. 5Ks to go. Anything could happen. Anything could happen. But top 4, top 5, very spread out at the moment. I think the gaps are quite secure at the moment. Let's go. Oof, the front two. Look at that gap closing. Look at that gap. 87, 86, 85, 84, 83. That's just the difference between a 7 watt per kilo effort and a 5 watt per kilo effort. Oh, you can see him there. Oh, they're going through another banner. Going through another banner. This guy is a machine. Absolute machine. Ever since he unclipped, he's just been going over 6 watts per kilo. And that's been like at least 15 minutes now. Doesn't show his country flag, so I don't actually know where he's from. But I'm guessing he's probably from Switzerland or where somewhere there's a lot of clowns. Italy or something. Some European place where there's big clowns. Come guys, get involved. South African riders wanting to take on the pro-amateur guys and also to get kind of a good gauge of where you are against the World Tour guys. This is the platform to do it on. Ruvi for the next 5 days is going to be doing the Tour of Swiss, the virtual Tour of Swiss. Now, if you know Switzerland, there's a lot of climbing, so yes, this tour does have a lot of climbing, as you can see. These guys have been climbing the whole ride. But tomorrow is actually quite a flat route, so if you're a sprinter guy wanting to stick it to the boys here, tomorrow's a flat stage, and then stage 3, 4, and 5, also very brutal, lots of climbing. But yeah, get involved. These guys were going for 52 minutes, and they're in the closing stages. So I mean, it's anything between an hour and an hour and a half. It's not that much. It's not that much time, guys. We used to racing 4 or 5 hours. Come, stick it to the boys. Bring on your A game and try and judge yourself against the World Tour professionals. The World Tour pro guys raced just before this race started, actually, won by Rowan Dennis, if you didn't watch that ride. But there's a race happening here. The first and second place have come together. Woo. And look at that. Elavation just caught up a massive gap. I mean, this guy was 500 meters behind Vice just a couple of moments ago. But he unclipped. We don't know why he unclipped, if he lost connection or if he got a bottle or if he got a gel. No one knows, but I'm guessing he needed an emergency gel. He went, got a gel out the kitchen, put it in his mouth, and now the caffeine has kicked in and he managed to bridge a 500-meter gap to Vice. They're very even at the moment. I think they're playing this out very tactically. It's both going 6 watts per kilo at the moment. But I think he just wants to get into Vice's slip there, and he wants to attack him. We're in the closing stages. There's only 3.6 Ks to go at the moment. Who's going to take this one? Gustav is also there. In Hug, also from Switzerland, in third place at the moment. Gustav, oh, can he catch him? 100 meters. Gustav is 100 meters behind Hug at the moment. This is coming down to the wire. Gustav for the podium needs to catch up 100 meters, and it's coming down. Gustav is now, if you look at there, 100 meters. Gustav is 100 meters behind third place. 96 meters. It's coming down slowly. 95. Only 4 Ks to go. Woo. Oh, look at this. Verini Alphen, from stopping on the side of the road to absolutely destroying the competition. What did he do when he stopped on the side of the road? He must have got 2 gels. He must have gone to the kitchen, had 2 gels, caffeine has kicked in, and he's ridden away from everyone. Unbelievable. I think he's got it in the bag. 2.6 Ks to go. Vice being dropped. Can't keep up. But what's happening here? Gustav, Gustav just needs to catch 89 meters until he's has a shot at the podium. We're in the closing stages. Absolutely destroying the competition today. Verini Alphen. It's going to be interesting to see his time versus the pro guys that raced just now. Didn't actually get to see the time of the eventual winner, Rowan Dennis, in the race before this. But his time must be very, very similar, because he has been pushing an unbelievable amount of power. Oh, what's happening here? Come on. Wait. Vice. Gustav. Come on. It's not moving. Let's go top view. No idea why it wasn't working there. We've lost it. It's not following them. Sorry guys, some technical issues that I can't fix. You can watch them from up above. He's coming to the finish. Oh, he's at the finish line. No, it's not. 25. Guys, for some reason, it's not following the riders anymore. That's not my fault. I'm sorry. But getting very close to the finish now. Vice is catching up. Oh, what's going to happen? You've got to watch from above because it's not following the riders anymore. Vice, he's got him. The 2 front guys are going to have to sprint it out. There's 1K to go, less than 1 kilometer to go. Both of these riders have timed their efforts to perfection to be together at the finish. We're going to have to watch them from top, guys. When I go onto the bottom view, it's not following the guys, whereas earlier it was. Oh, he's riding to the mountain. Definitely not true. Let's watch from the top. Vice and Verini Alphen coming into the finish. 600 meters to go. Who's going to take it? I wish we could see it. It's on a 6% gradient. Imagine the sting in the legs after a full hour of going absolutely full gas. Unfortunately, we can't see these guys. We're going to have to watch from the top. He's going to take it. 400 meters to go. Vice has gone from behind, gone straight past Verini Alphen, and he is going to take it. He's going to take it today. He's pushing ahead. These two have been battling it out for the finish the whole evening. Unbelievable race going down. Verini Alphen stopped on the side of the road, crawled his way back, and now Vice has gone straight past him and he's going to take the race. Finish line coming up there. Gustav Besson not too far behind, going under the 1K to go banner. The Swiss guy, N. Hug, is just a couple of, it's 100 meters ahead of him at the moment. Gustav Besson just wasn't able to bridge that 140 meters early on. It's quite far ahead of 5th place, 1.2 Ks ahead. But M. Vice, if we go down, he wins the race. Well done, and he wins. Sorry guys, that's some technical issues. 2nd place coming in, Verini Alphen, finishing it off in 2nd place. Well done. We're going to have to watch in the aerial view because the bottom view is not working at the moment. Sorry, it's not my fault. First, we have Vice. Second, we have Verini Elfin. And third place, we have H. Hug from Switzerland. So, guys, as you can see, the guys who are staying in the hilly parts of Europe, Switzerland, Tour Swiss. It's probably relevant that there's a few Swiss guys up there. So well done to the Swiss for taking part in their own race. This, the amateur version of the pro race, they just happened just now. Before this race, we are going to compare these times with the World Tour guys, and we'll be able to judge their effort compared to the World Tour effort. Looks like H. Hug from Switzerland is going to take the final step on the podium today. He'll finish in third. Gustav Besson from South Africa, Team Pro Touch, coming in a very respectable third place. Well done, Gustav. Let's see what it looks like down here. Oh, coming to the finish. 100 meters to go. And there we go. Gustav Besson finishes in fourth place. Well done, Gustav. Very, very respectable placing there. Over some massive climbs today. Finishes 1 minute and 56 seconds behind the eventual winner, Gustav Besson. Very well done, fourth place. Oh, there we go. And it's working again. Now it's following the guys. Couldn't we have that a little bit earlier? Just to see the finish at least. Anyway, some technical issues that you experience with these type of platforms. Team Pro Touch taking part in their first virtual race, the Twitter Swiss 5 days. Race number 1, 26 Ks, 1,197 meters of climbing, if I'm not mistaken. But here comes T. Hanlon from the UK in 5th place. James Ferree. Where's old James Pops Ferree? There he is, yeah. Almost done. 4 Ks to go for James Ferree. You can see there he's been pushing a consistent 4 watts per kilo, now pushing his effort up into the 5s, lower 5s, maybe a little bit into the 6s, 6 watts per kilo. So James has really judged his effort well today. You can see he's slowly climbing his way up the ladder. He was in 18th. He went up to 16th place, and now he's in 12th place. So really judges effort well. Slowly but surely climbing his way up. You can see there his competition on the left there. Those distances are the guys up ahead are pulling away a little bit, but climbing his way up the ladder. Like I said earlier, he went from I think 14th. No, he was I think 16th. Then he went to 14th, now he's in 12th. So judging his effort well, climbing up the ladder. Let's see where he's going to finish. If you look at the top, riders are scattered all over the course here today. But guys, same time tomorrow for stage 2. Stage 2 is a little bit flatter, and yeah, it should be a little bit easier if you want to come get involved and try and stick it to the Pro Touch boys here. A call out to any other local South African teams to come and race on Ruby. Machado coming in for 6th place overall. Let's watch James. Let's watch him coming. He's pushing out a big amount of watts there. You see, he went into the dark red, which means taking no prisoners, going a flat out effort. He's just chilling now. Only 2.7 watts, taking a bit of a breather. A little bit of a breather on the downhill. James Pops Ferree. On the earlier slopes of the first climb, James and Mr. Smith here were riding together. It looks like Mr. Smith put down the hammer, managed to drop all Pops here. But yeah, and like I said, there's not much slipstreaming happening on these climbs. Anything between 8 and 14% climb. Not much slip. You're on your own. James free. Absolute phenomenal descender. Come guys, let us know what you think of this virtual racing. I think it's quite cool. Very cool. James has 1.5 Ks to go. Six minutes down on the winner so far. Winning time 59 minutes and 10 seconds. I wonder how that compares to Rowan Dennis's time. Actually, let me find that for you quickly. Let me find that. Rowan Dennis. TDS5. Let's find it here. Virtual TDS5. Let's have a look here. What was Rowan Dennis's time? Come on, someone must have the results of the race that happened earlier. As we see James Fourie coming into the finish. 500 meters to go. This is quite a nasty little finish, eh? 7.9%. 7.9% for a finish. Oh, it's quite hectic. Virtual. Results, stage 1, TDS5. 2019, no man, 2020. 2020. James Fourie coming into the finish. Well done, bud. Okay, guys, I can't find the time of Rowan Dennis's effort that he put out just now, so we can't compare the time, but the time of the race winner here is 59 minutes and 10 seconds. We will speak about it in tomorrow's live stream. We will speak about how these guys compare to the World Tour pros, but as we see James Fourie come into the finish line here in 12th position. So yeah, guys, that's the Ruby Virtual TDS5 fan version. Yeah, I put a challenge out there to everyone, local South African professionals, to come and challenge the Pro Touch guys in the Virtual TDS5 and to compare themselves to the World Tour professionals. Hope you enjoyed the race, and we'll see you tomorrow.